Senor Woolly's various music videos have had strange recurring Easter eggs. Me and my friend Reese, big credit to him, he wrote a lot of this script, we've noticed so many that we've decided to compile various examples of these strange occurrences. So welcome to the dark truth behind Senor Woolly lore. Everyone is probably familiar with the basic Billy La Bufanda music video. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's like an animated scarf dating to other animated boots, but like it's mostly simple. One thing that's often overlooked are the other 3 Billy La Bufanda songs. That's right, there's 3 other songs about Billy La Bufanda titled Billy y las Botas, which translates to Billy and the Boots. The first Billy and the Boots video starts with Perro. Yes, the dog's name is Perro. He's a canonical character. He has a wiki page. Perro starts narrating the life of Billy. Billy hates all clothing besides scarves because no one understands him and he's so emo and #broken. He's not like other scarves. But one day he saw the Boots, the light of his life. The Boots then ask him to play mini golf with them and they drive away in a motorcycle until...
La mano del hombre alto, Billy trató de liberarse, Billy trató de escaparse, fue atrapado por el hombre alto. Billy La Bufanda.
This was such intense lore. Billy was completely lost and his whole life was taken away by the hand of the man. I couldn't find the video for the second Billy Las Botas song. For all I know, Senor Woolly completely scrapes the internet of these songs, but I'll try my best to narrate it. Billy teams up with a hat that he hated earlier in order to find his beloved boots. Billy and his boot friends start fantasizing about random abominations. They start to visualize what it would look like if they had future kids, and it turns out that both the Boots are one conscious being, so Billy could have like one kid with the 2 of them, so it'd be like a weird 2-sided scarf. I have so many questions. But basically, the scarves disappear one day when Billy wasn't looking, and Billy teams up with a hat that he hated earlier so that he could find his beloved boots. Later, in the third Billy y las Botas videos, which takes place 30 to 40 years after the second one, Billy and the hat are on an island, and they're kind of just chilling, talking about what they would do if they weren't a piece of clothing and if they were human and they had a life. And then, while on the island, they run into Las Botas. What? They make a slingshot, but before they can use it, a lady's hand this time grabs Gorro the hat. The hand of the man from the first video comes back. Now he's like a full man, and he and the lady get together. Billy y las Botas get back together too, so happy ending, yay! The next Easter egg is Moto Billy. In the song Los Quehaceres, the main character is seen playing a game called Moto Billy on a Nintendo DS. This game, unfortunately, does not exist, which makes me wonder, why would Senor Woolly make his editors go through all the extra effort just to add this game in post? Not enough characters are blessed enough to have a significant role in multiple Senor Woolly videos. One person who was lucky enough to have this gift was Justin. He was in Puedo Ir al Baño and No Voy a Levantarme. That's right, he's the Baño kid! It's not too hard to connect these storylines and make them like one coherent sequence in the lore. Interestingly, Justin has 2 different pages on the Woolly Wiki. One being the character Justin, and the other being the actual human who plays Justin, whose name is also Justin. And he was a former Senor Woolly student, and oh my god, look at these comments. Funnily enough, in college, Justin went on to major in Japanese. Good for you, Justin. If you go to the video section of No Voy a Levantarme, you will notice that it is 7 minutes long. After the song normally ends, the credits play over the sound of Justin's mom eating a chicken leg. At the very end of the credits, the clown from earlier slowly fades in and the video ends. I have no idea why this decision was made. This is a strange one. This is one of the main pivotal videos in Senor Woolly lore. First of all, there are baby dolls hidden throughout the video. Like why? On top of that, there are the main 2 characters, the aliens. The Ganga gangers. They'll gangally gang you. Better get your gang straight. They've appeared in other videos, not just as Easter eggs, but they show up physically in videos like La Confesión de Victor. There's a weird version of Billy La Bufanda called Find the Ganga Sisters, where it's the normal Billy La Bufanda music video, but there's one poorly photoshopped version of the Ganga Sisters in one spot. Can you find it? Can you? The bass guitar in this version seems to be slightly out of tune. I wonder if this is because the Ganga sisters are messing with my homeboy Billy. They also ominously appear in one of the other most pivotal videos in Senor Woolly lore, Amnesia. More on this later. This song is kind of weird. It features Senor Wooly confronting a student about where she is going. He doesn't believe her excuses, and while she tries to run for it, Wooly demonstrates his true power for the first time by teleporting into another room to cut her off. Don't mess with Senor Wooly. The Victor timeline. There seems to be a sort of timeline involving Victor that starts with Guapo and ends with Amnesia and Fio. The timeline starts with Guapo, where Victor is shown being handsome and having a three-way relationship. You do you, man. But next in the timeline, in La Confession, Victor is revealed that he has lost his hair, making him resemble how he will continue to look for the rest of the timeline. From here, the timeline gets sort of messy and kind of breaks off into several different timelines. At the end of this video, Victor is seen as an old man, which is actually a flash forward to the near end of two different timelines. In the first one, Victor becomes a janitor as seen in Adonde Vas, and then a teacher as seen in Puedo Ir al Baño and other songs. The other timeline is where Victor continues to make appearances mostly in the background in songs like Las Excusas, where he's seen as a priest, or maybe a pastor. At the very end of these two timelines, there is Fio. In Fio, Victor tries to reclaim his good looks, putting an end to the teacher and cameo timeline. However, there is one timeline I didn't mention, the loop timeline. This one starts after La Confession. During the events of La Confession, the two aliens from Una Ganga, or the Ganga Girls, are seen watching Victor in the background of one of the scenes. This is where the Ganga Girls have found their new target. In the next video of the loop timeline, Una Ganga, Victor is working late at his new job at the thrift store when he is scared by the Ganga Girls. They do a little bit of trolling. They continue to torment Victor for the rest of the video until he wakes up and it is revealed that it was all a dream. But then, the Ganga Girls show up again. So was it a dream? Or did he just face amnesia? In the final video of the loop timeline, Amnesia, Victor wakes up in the street with heavy amnesia. He doesn't remember his name, where he lives, or what his job is, and he goes around and starts to ask strange people of the town the answers to all of his questions, and all of them just stand there and smile. Remind you of something? After multiple resets, he keeps waking up on the street, and eventually he starts to see a large group of citizens just crowding around him, smiling. He then gets into a car where he is again surrounded by civilians. While surrounded, he notices a blue sign. When he walks over to it, he sees a red t-shirt labeled Solo Cinco Dolores, before the camera pans around to reveal that he was being watched by the Ganga sisters from some sort of facility the whole time. Since there's not been a follow-up to this video, we're left to assume that Victor is permanently trapped in this loop. Basically, the entire loop timeline is just the Ganga sisters trolling Victor for their own entertainment. It's like Squid Game on steroids, but they're only trolling one person. The dark side of Senor Wooly. Senor Wooly in his videos is a strange fellow. First of all, he seems to like making himself amazing in his videos. The most obvious example of this is in the song Una Canción Original, where the main motivation of the video is receiving a song written by the genius Senor Wooly. Not only that, but the main character of the video has a Senor Wooly shrine, which means that Senor Wooly, a grown man, paid his animators to animate a Senor Wooly shrine. And the video also ends with a line to meet Senor Wooly that is so long that the people in the front of the line are dead. People died for him in the storyline. Another example is at the end of Las Quehaceres, where the whole video is revealed to be a Senor Wooly production, and he calls the kid in the video absolutely terrible before the kid collapses with sadness, and then Senor Wooly demands another take. I'm sure Senor Wooly is a great guy in real life, but he seems to like to portray his character as a much more sinister character. He also appears in almost every live-action video, making him an omnipresent character in the SWCU. The Senor Wooly cinematic universe. The more you look at it, the more parallels can be drawn between the SWCU and the MCU. They both have comics, videos, games, both have severe Easter eggs, omnipresent characters, both display evidence of a multiverse, both have underlying lore. Another connection I can make between Senor Wooly and Marvel is if I were to go back to Una Canción Original. This song severely breaks the fourth wall, kind of like Deadpool in Marvel. It's also the most evident moment of Senor Wooly's character's strong ego, kind of like Deadpool in Marvel. But honestly, that's all I've got for you guys today when it comes to Senor Wooly lore. There's a lot of underlying lore, and it's a really good storyline, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.